Welcome inside the Tate McKenzie Athletic Center here at York University. Captial Courts Academy from Ottawa taking on Royal Crown. It's a 2-seed versus 6-seed for semifinal number 2 of the WNPA. The winner to take on Crestwood Prep tomorrow afternoon. Welcome inside. I'm JJ Everson, joined by Joe Musa. Here, the 6-seed Joe for Royal Crown, not really indicative of the style of play this team plays with. They came off the first ever Canadian team to win the Grind Sessions. What are you expecting from this battle here at the 3 o'clock tip-off?
This game might as well be the championship game. I mean, these two top teams are arguably the top teams. I mean, obviously you got Crestwood in the mix as well, who's a top team, but like you said, Royal Crown Grind Session champions, and Captial Courts have been a powerhouse in this WNPA season. Multiple high major recruits, 2 who have already committed, Megan Hollingsworth to Pittsburgh, as well as Rachel Okoko to Penn State, with a number of others who are being recruited at a high level. So it should be a good one. 2 high-level coaches on either side of the benches. And Captial Courts controls the tip, looking to bring the national crown back to the nation's capital.
The starting 5 for Captial Courts: Jada Dennis, Patricia Augustin, Megan Hollingsworth, Rachel Okoko, and Alex Ambissette. All 5 you'll see next weekend at the All-Canadian Games. Dennis stuck inside, puts the shot up, no, and it's believed Shibangu with the rebound for Royal Crown. The starting 5 are Jada Quealy, Shibangu, Toomba, who's got the ball in the block, finds Shibangu on the backside, leaves it short. Rounding out the starting 5, Rachel Skulski and Johanna Fami, the walking double-double, number 21 in white. Captial Courts in the black uniforms with the gold accents. Royal Crown in the white uniforms with the navy blue accents. Dennis on the far side dials it from deep. That's off the iron. No. Rachel Okoko finds Augustin diving. Second chance opportunity into the corner. Hollingsworth for 3. No. Skulski gives it up. It's Quealy into the front court. Sees Alex Ambissette, takes it right to her body. Shibangu gonna kick it back out. Toomba, Skulski, Quealy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Looking for Fami, working on Augustin. The triple team is there, and Hollingsworth pulls down the board.
Yeah,
still waiting for the first bucket.
Yeah, this Captial Courts team, their identity is very much so how well they defend as a team. Rotate well, they move as a string, they move as a unit.
Hollingsworth blows the bunny. Augustin from deep. That one off the mark, and Toomba pulls down the board.
And the Royal Crown girls just watched the Royal Crown men's team advance to the championship game, so perhaps that's lit a fire under them, wanting to do the same. Can Royal Crown complete the sweep? It's possible.
Loose ball. Comes to Skulski.
Oh no.
Augustin's on the floor, and Dennis is favoring her left shoulder. I think Augustin just got hit with an errant hand to the face, but Dennis's left shoulder seems to be in a bit of pain. We hope both players are right. So Patricia Augustin back up under her own power. And Jada Dennis talking things over with Hollingsworth. Sierra Patricio, not sure if she's checking into the game or not. And Augustin is going to come out for a breather and have a word with head coach Fabian Blizzard, who was awarded WNPA Coach of the Year just before tip-off here.
That's right. As well as Augustine winning Defensive Player of the Year. Megan Hollingsworth named All-Star and 25 Player of the Year. So this Captial Courts team cleaned up pretty well.
Quealy has it topside, picked up by Dennis. Moving to the right, downhill, off the glass, and Jada Quealy opens the scoring in this semifinal number 2 of the WNPA.
The winner of this will go up against Crestwood. That should be a good one. Crestwood, the only team to give Captial Courts a loss this year in the WNPA.
Again, Captial Courts, the OSBA champions. Alex Ambissette drains the 3.
Yeah, and she could shoot it. She's got great size.
Silver medalist with the U18 FIBA Canada team in the Women's FIBA AmeriCup last summer. So Coach Lee starting with 3 bigs with Davine Tumba, Johanna Fami, and Believe Shibangu. Quealy dribbles it out of bounds, and we get our first look at Chance Berry, who was away for part of the season. Augustin checks back in as well. Hollingsworth going to head to the bench. Chance Berry, grade 10, Joe, but plays like a grade 11, grade 12, maybe even a freshman in the NCAA circuit. Just a tenacious player. Fami goes for the strip, comes away with it, has a runway. Okoko doesn't give up on the play, and it's going to make Fami earn it the hard way.
That might be the marquee matchup of the game. Both rocking the number 21 as well. Both high motor forwards.
And Coach Lee looks to get her offense going. She's going to look for Fami on the inside. And Johanna does a good job of rebounding both defensively and offensively. Extra possessions, pushes the pace, finds the outlet. Misses the first of 2 free throws. Chance to tie it up. Misses the second as well. Berry fighting Okoko for the rebound, throws it off of Okoko's leg.
Great hustle.
And those are the types of plays that you can't teach, right? Hustle and heart. Amaya Robinson going to check in. Rachel Skulski to the bench. Sideline out of bounds. Quealy to inbound. Finds Berry. Picked up by Dennis. Fami now moving around the perimeter, finds a lane inside. The floater no good. Loose ball corralled by Okoko. Sierra Patricio pushing the pace into the front court, working to the left around Robinson. Stops on a dime, finds the diving Augustin, who's fouled, and will go to the line for a look at 2. Another pair of substitutions. Eunicia Salgado checks in for Royal Crown, and Georgia Ferguson in for Capitol Courts. 6:30 left in the opening quarter. 3-2 low-scoring game so far. Augustin rims the first one out. A little bit later in the day, the gymnasium here starting to fill up.
Yeah. After this, we've got Lincoln Prep and Edge Prep. Final NPA semifinal game. And that'll set the table for Championship Sunday.
Here's Berry over the timeline. Uses the screen from Salgado to create separation from Dennis, but Dennis, tenacious, sticks right with her. Ferguson picks up Quealy near the timeline. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Quealy into trouble, throws it away. Augustin into the front court. Dennis attacks baseline, poked from behind by Chance Berry. We get Katarina Veljovic checking in, committed to the University of Niagara next year. Veljovic's older sister, Anastasia, plays at Fordham University. Patricio beyond the three-point line. Stolen.
Steal right away.
Veljovic has no one in front of her. Sprinting the 100-meter. Yeah. Finishes with the left. Now, Katarina Veljovic is one of my favorite players in this league because of the way she plays on the defensive side of the ball. She usually wears the double knee pads because she's often throwing her body to the floor to get steals and deflections. Doesn't have them on today. Over top, Ferguson. Back out to Patricio. Now it's Augustin, top side 3 off the mark. Rebound, Veljovic. A change of pace. Salgado into the body, but a travel first. Hollingsworth back in alongside Evelyn Tunkara.
Halfway through this first quarter, 4-3 to Royal Crown.
Both teams looking to find offensively some rhythm. Hollingsworth back into the game. She can do it offensively. She's moving on the baseline, pulls up, overcooks it. Augustin collects the loose ball. Baseline official coming to the score table with a foul call, I believe. It's going to go on Barry for the hold. 14 on the shot clock. CCA ball, side out of bounds. Hollingsworth to trigger. It's Patricio topside. Back to Hollingsworth, playing with Ferguson. Ferguson keeps, finds Tunkara, who travels. Little jitters here, Joe. Each team kind of moving before really figuring out what the position they're in. Megan Hollingsworth fouls Barry before the ball's inbounded, fighting for position. Veljovic over the top. Hollingsworth, good job defending the inbound pass, shrugs it off like, yeah, that's what I do. Quealy tries to shake Augustin. Augustin laser focused on that ball. Now Chance Barry sizing up Augustin, tries to blow past her on the right, finds Veljovic baseline, and there's a foul on the shot attempt. Katarina Veljovic to the charity stripe. Foul's gonna go on Tunkara. Veljovic misses the first. A lot of substitution for Coach Lee's squad. Royal Crown, we see Akila Bailey check in for the first time. The second rattles through for Veljovic. And a trio of substitutions sees the starting five back on the court for Fabian Blizzard's Capitol Court squad. It's Patricia Augustin with it. Okoko accepts the pass. Over the top to Bissett. Back outside, Augustin. Inside the three-point line, drains the jumper. Paint touches lead to good looks near and around the perimeter. Ball movement, definitely a strength of the Capitol Court squad. Here's Bailey, right-hand side. Jump stop off the glass. Scoring starting to pick up late here in the first quarter. Dennis directing traffic. They want Alex Ambissette over the top. They get it. The foul called. Thought the ball was going to drop. Bailey. Chance Barry gets her second foul. 2 fouls quickly. And so Chance Barry's going to head back to the bench. Devine Tumba, Johanna Fami check into the game. So some more size here for Coach Lee's squad. Alex Ambissette gets the first to rattle through. The second good as well. These two teams met twice in the OSBA. Capitol Court's winning both of those. Great performances by Augustin and Hollingsworth in each of those, and Alex Ambissette put up 20 points in February.
I wonder if that was before Royal Crown had Chance Barry back in the lineup.
Barry scored 18 in October as they lost 83-77, but was unavailable for the February game where Fami went off for 23, Bailey 16, and Veljovic for 10 as Hollingsworth lays in an easy 2. And that causes Coach Lee to call a timeout. 3:36 left in the first quarter. We're here. Semifinal number 2 of the WNPA will step aside for a timeout. Stick with us. Alex Ambisette leads all scorers in the game with 5 points. Capitol Courts ahead by 2, 3:30 left in the opening quarter. Akila Bailey dances with it near the timeline, hands it off to Amaya Robinson. Looking for a jab step to get open. Johanna Falmi, the walking double-double, trying to back down Dennis. Veljovic from the corner, drains it. It's a long 2. Dennis, quick spin down the lane. Step through, hands it off to Augustin, and Augustin's going back to the free throw line. Amaya Robinson picks up the foul. Team's 4th for Royal Crown. And in comes Quealy alongside Lauren Quantz. Deep bench for Royal Crown means plenty of substitutions. Fresh legs, matchups. Everything important here in a semi-final match on a rainy Saturday here in Toronto. JJ Evanston, Joe Musa here with you.
Both of these teams high level defensively, and it's showing early on. Either team able to get into a rhythm offensively so far. 10-9 for Capitol Courts.
Inbound pass interrupted by Dennis. Looking for the hold there on Quealy. Ashlyn Norris checking in. Megan Hollingsworth heads back to the bench. Full court pressure. Toomba able to accept the pass. Ahead to Fami with the lane. Left hand doesn't get the roll. Okoko with the rebound. Back and forth we go. Head snapping like a tennis match right now. Ball thrown out of bounds. Uncharacteristic turnover from Capitol Courts. Here's Toomba. She's worn the maple leaf on her jersey before. And back-to-back turnovers, one for Capitol Courts, one for Royal Crown. Both teams playing with a little bit of jitter still, and we're deep into the first quarter, 2:36 left. Capitol Courts ahead 1. Augustin kicks it to the corner. Foot awareness. Ashlyn Norris out of bounds while receiving that pass. Here's Toomba over the timeline. Looking for the handoff to Bailey. Finally around to Quealy. Unable to get into the painted area. They're looking for Fami over the top. Pushed out by Alex Ambisette. Turn around. Fouled. Okoko going for the strip. Called for the contact. And that brings Georgia Ferguson back in. Bailey and Toomba, and Coach Lee's not going to be happy with the lack of concentration from her squad right now.
Yeah, both teams still feeling each other out. Only 2:11 left to go in the first, so it's been a pretty long feeling out process. But again, these two teams, their identities are their defensive abilities as a team. So I'm expecting this to be a low-scoring one. Whichever team could get into a rhythm and figure something out offensively might be the one that could try to run away a little bit.
Augustin picked up by Fami. Norris gives it right back. Augustin downhill, nice step through, no. Fighting for the rebound is Lauren Quantz, but Norris comes away with it. Dennis far side, working with Ferguson. Back into the middle, double teamed. In trouble, steps through, travel. Picked up that pivot foot before she got the pass off. As we see Salgado check back in. Lauren Quantz, the senior, headed back to the bench. Salgado gets it into Fami. It's guarded well by Ferguson. Plenty of time left in the shot clock. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Bailey between the legs, looking to get some space from Dennis. Stops, turns around, finds Fami. 6 seconds left. Fami step through. There for the putback is Salgado.
Yep. No one boxed her out.
Some good stick-to-itiveness there from the Lions. Ferguson keeps, turns, Bissett to Dennis on the wing. She dials it from deep, nothing but nylon, and the nylon barely moved,
Wow.
Joe.
High arcing shot. Right away, no celebrating, no nothing, just locking in on defense. That was a nice shot.
Bissett with the strip, couldn't keep it in bounds. Salgado to trigger on the baseline inbound. Plenty of pressure here from Capitol Courts, making nothing easy. They're up 2. 40 seconds left. Salgado gets it back. Head up the whole way. Bailey accepts the handoff. Shibangu down low. Salgado working on Dennis. Through some contact, no. Augustin out and on the run. Shot clock's turned off. Half court set here for Capitol Courts at the end of the first quarter. Dennis calling out the motion. Ferguson there to set the screen, whether Dennis uses it or not. She ignores it, kicks it out. Alexandre Bissett, back iron. Time for one more. Dennis does not get it off in time. And at the end of 10 minutes, Capitol Courts from Ottawa up 13-11. We'll step aside for a quick break and get you caught up. Second quarter action coming up next. Alexandre Bissett, 5 points, 3 assists to lead Capitol Courts. They're ahead by 2 over Royal Crown. The winner of this takes on Crestwood in the inaugural WNPA championship game tomorrow. Chance Berry into the paint. Gonna go to the free throw line. Georgia Ferguson with the foul. Both teams establishing their dominance defensively. Joe, when you look at Royal Crown, what do they need to change offensively to get some better looks?
I think they need to get to the hole inside. That would allow some dribble penetration to open up the floor, kick some stuff out to their shooters. Rachel, she's one of their top shooters, so I would like to see her back on the floor. I'm sure she's obviously going to be back shortly. But she's had some games where she's really heated it up from outside, so maybe put in a lineup with more floor spacing, because they have some players who can get downhill with ease, like Johanna Femi. Could really open up some things for them. And maybe get some more post touches as well. That could also open up the floor as well. So,
full court press. Capitol Courts able to break that on the inbound. All knotted at 13. Hollingsworth over top. Keila Bailey doing a good job to front Alexandre Bissett and break up that entry pass. Here's Barry. She's feeling confident, dancing around the three-point line, looking for some motion. Fami sets the screen, picks up the dribble, finds Salgado. Salgado trying to back down Hollingsworth. Count the basket and the foul.
She's got a really skilled post game, man. She can catch mid-post, she can catch low post. She's got good footwork, finish with both hands. Little crafty inside. Sometimes see her do like an up and under or reverse pivot. She's got some stuff to her.
Completes the three-point play. Sierra Patricio here at the scores table, ready to check back in. Jada Dennis, far side. The entry pass swallowed up by Barry, falls to the floor. Capitol Courts retain possession. And Hollingsworth with 2 fouls is going to check out for a breather. Sideline out of bounds, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Alexandre Bissett finds Dennis. Motion through the paint, Ferguson hands it back off. Dennis just off the mark. And that high arcing three. Barry moving downhill. Change of pace, gets the basket, hits the deck. Capitol Courts, quick inbound pass. Ferguson ahead of everybody. Gets one to blow by, cannot keep that pivot foot where she planted it.
Too many steps.
And as you said, Rachel Skulski checks back into the game, Joe. Number 11 in white, one of their shooters, can spot up from 3.
Yep.
Can get you on the pump fake, step in, drain the midi.
Yep. That should open up their offense. But right now, Royal Crown up by 5. I don't believe Capitol Courts has scored this quarter.
You are correct, Joe. Quealy dancing around the perimeter. There's Skulski. Didn't quite catch that cleanly. Now in a little trouble. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Shibangu puts it up, fighting over the back. Devine Toomba called for the over the back.
Oh, that might have been a clean rebound. I don't know if she did anything excessive. Again, the ref probably has a better angle on the baseline.
I think the reason was she pushed Ferguson to get that position, to get the rebound, so it happened before even both players were going for that 50-50 ball. Here's Dennis. The double team comes. Dennis continues to work left. Augustin fakes the shot, steps into the paint, gets the
strong take.
That's tough.
In the trees.
Put him in the weight room. Toomba, the handoff to Quealy. Everybody else is down low. Fami wants it. Good job from Alexandre Bissett preventing that pass inside. Quealy puts it up and knocks it down.
Whichever team begins to make shots, I think will pull away, because both teams just as good defensively. Let's see who can get into a rhythm on the offensive end, and it's looking like Royal Crown's getting a little more comfortable here in the second quarter, up by 6.
It's great to have such a deep bench. You can kind of see whose day it's going to be, right? If you're Coach Lee for Royal Crown, you keep trying something until it works, and then keep doing that thing. Alexandre Bissett, step through, left hand. That doesn't fall. Bissett hits the deck hard. She'll go to the free throw line. And the Capitol Courts players are going to be bruised and battered after this one. She comes up grabbing her left rib, maybe winded a little bit. We saw Dennis with the left shoulder earlier. Augustin took an errant hand to the face. We're back on Alexandre Bissett to the free throw line.
Dusts herself off and knocks down the free throw.
Pain is temporary, victory is forever, Joe.
That's true. That is true. One thing you can't erase if either one of these teams win it all is the fact that they are the 2025 WNPA National Champions.
That's what's on the line here at York University, the first ever WNPA National Championship. Quealy to the left.
Nice hard screen.
Dennis gets shouldered. Quealy picked up the dribble, kind of stuck in no man's land there. And that's a turnover. Third team foul for Royal Crown, 6:57 left. Make that the fourth team foul. No more fouls to give for the team in white. As Patricio moves into the front court, the Philippine national. Ferguson tries to get the step, turns around. Augustin there to bail her out. Outside, Dennis for three. No good. Shibangu. And Ferguson with the steal. Patricio underneath. Uses the glass and sees it through. Got to take care of the rock in your own end off a defensive rebound, especially one you fight so hard for.
Yeah. Back to a 2-point game here.
Salgado. Travel. So a turnover off the defensive rebound. Turnover in the front court. Salgado and Tumba talking it over, making sure they're on the same page. Veljevic checks back in to supply a little tenacity on the defensive side. Dennis picked up by Quealy. Has Ferguson. Now far side. Augustin, one dribble. Patricio inside the three-point line. Back iron, nice. Gets the shooter's touch.
Shooter's touch.
Tumba trying to keep Augustin in purgatory. Over the top. Shibangu. Good hands in the passing lanes from Augustin. No need to rush anything here. Plenty of time, and Tumba gets back to knock that out of bounds.
And we're back, knotted up at 21. As expected, it's going to be a close one. Both teams are going to compete.
6 lead changes in this game. Biggest lead for Royal Crown was 6. Biggest lead for Capitol Courts, just 2. Over the top, Alex Ambasset out of the reach. And Royal Crown have possession as we see Avani Tella check in for the first time today. More full court press from Capitol Courts. It's Tumba to accept the inbound pass. Tumba tries to get the step, blocked by Alex Ambasset.
Oh.
Play on, that's not out of bounds. It's a 5-on-2. Tella has to reset. Bassett finds Patricio. Patricio poking and prodding, gives it up to Augustin, who finds a lane. Bassett, wing 3, no. Rebound to Patricio. Veljevic wrestling on the ground. What'd I tell you, Joe? Veljevic is always there.
Scrappy.
To get a hand on the ball.
From the first moment she subbed into the game, she got a steal right away, and now maintaining that same level of effort on the defensive end.
Checking back in is Lauren Quantz. Number 22 in white, she'll guard the inbound pass. Hollingsworth to trigger. They find Patricio. Ball movement on the perimeter. Shot is up from Augustin, off the mark. Rebound Quantz. Augustin with the steal, finds Hollingsworth. Doesn't get it to go. Wow. Fight for it on the ground again.
The WNPA Defensive Player of the Year. Playing her tail off right now. That's why she was awarded that. Just got back-to-back steals.
Doesn't just lead vocally, she also does it by example on and off the court. Augustin at the free throw line. First is through as Dennis is back at the scorer's table, ready to check in. The second off the mark. More pressure from Capitol Courts as Veljovic hands it off to Robinson. Hollingsworth also almost comes away with the steal, and now it's Chance Berry. Behind the back, looking for a lane. Gets the triple team, gives it up, and Belize Shibangu drops in two. Georgia Ferguson stuck with it, finds Augustin, one dribble, blocked at the top by Veljovic. Here's Robinson. It's a 1-on-3. Robinson gonna wait for some teammates. Give it up, Barry, thought about it, gets in the lane, the floater from the mid-range is good.
Nice floater.
Timeout. Fabian Blizzard, Capitol Court stuck 3, 4:01 left in the second quarter. You're watching the WNPA semifinal number 2 on North Pole Hoops on YouTube. Stick with us. Scoring by committee for the Royal Crown team. Chance Berry with 6, Veljovic with 5, Quealy with 5. Doing it for the other side, Bassett's got 7, Augustin 6, Patricio with 4, and it's Patricio pulling it from just inside the three-point line. Give her 6 in the game. Capitol Courts now stuck 1 as we inch closer towards halftime. You're back inside the Tate McKenzie Athletics Center here. WNPA action semifinal number 2. The winner to take on Crestwood Prep. Barry has it on the top side. Robinson clears through. Barry puts the rock to the deck, moves downhill. That shot is off the mark. Here's Hollingsworth. Looking for her teammates to get set up in a half-court offense. Dennis nearly shakes Robinson, dials it from deep, leaves it short, and it's Jada Quealy out and on the run. Good pick there by Veljovic. Quealy all the way to the rack. The screen assist for Katarina Veljovic, just plopped herself down near the three-point line, gave her teammate a lane. Those are the kinds of plays that don't show up on the box score, but definitely impact winning. Here's Patricio and Okoko. Okoko gonna pull it. That rims around, and Barry snatches the loose ball. Quealy again into the front court, into traffic, hits the deck hard. Dennis. Travel. A collision of bodies, and it travels the call. Jada Dennis, the 2025 All-Canadian Games participant.
That's right. Whole starting lineup, like you mentioned earlier, going to be in that game, which is an impressive feat for this program for Ottawa.
Bailey to trigger, trying to find somebody. Okoko knocks it back out of bounds, 12 on the shot clock. Bailey still set to trigger the inbound. Right in front of her own bench. Shibangu accepts it and hands it right back to Bailey. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Robinson, step back three, leaves it short. Hollingsworth with the rebound. Gives it up to Patricio. Patricio working on Veljovic. Veljovic doing a good job to stay in her lane. Hollingsworth inside. Patricio, corner three. Finds the bottom. You give it up, you relocate, you get rewarded, Joe.
Yep. Even without the ball. key skill for all the great scorers, being able to move off the ball, being able to get open.
Over the top, Quealy. The double comes, somebody's open, Shibangu. Travel, shuffling the feet. Devine Tuma gonna check in. Shibangu to the bench. And the assistant coach for Royal Crown imploring Quealy to shoot the ball when she's open. Can't pass up good looks. Not in a semifinal. Alex Ambissette tries to shake Bailey, can't. Gives it up to Okoko, gets it back. Bailey on her hip. Hollingsworth, that's a deep two. That's gonna tickle the twine.
Nice shot from the Pittsburgh commit. Will be playing in the ACC next year. Wrapping up her high school career.
Quealy, a flurry of changes in terms of pace and tempo.
That was impressive. Different gears. She took the bump. Go to the line.
Daniela Apo gets her first foul of the game.
Going back and forth.
So Jada Quealy adding to her 7 points, has 8 now to lead all scorers on Royal Crown. Sierra Patricio has 9 in the game. And now Quealy and Patricio are tied for the scoring lead. Full court press here for the Lions. As we approach the minute mark of the second quarter, it's Sierra Patricio who finds Apo. Handoff, Augustin working back into the middle, picks up the dribble, in a little trouble. Apo, 1-2 step in the lane, the floater is good. Akila Bailey able to take it over the timeline uncontested. Working on Alex Ambissette. Amaya Robinson tries to shake Patricio. 7 seconds on the shot clock, throws it up. Fighting for it on the backside. And it's last touch by Capitol Courts. Good job from Devine Tumba, making her presence felt down low. Capitol Courts have 10 assists on 11 made field goals, sharing the ball exceptionally well on the offensive side of things. 32.6 left in the second quarter. Salgado has it beyond the three-point line. Looking for something baseline. Doesn't get it. Here's Alex Ambissette out and the other way. Behind the back. Tie up. Jump ball. Royal Crown have possession. And with one final possession left, if they choose to have it that way, Royal Crown going to take a timeout, talk about what the best option is for them to try and tie this game or take a lead into the half. We'll step aside. The final 16.7 of the opening half, WNPA semifinal number 2, coming right up. Royal Crown with the final possession, if they choose to do so, of the opening half. It's Jay DeQueely working on Patricio. They kick it out. Shot is up from deep. That misses everything. Saved. 0.7 left. Capitol Courts can just inbound it and heave it with that amount of time.
Try to get it up the floor.
All the way up.
Nice pass.
Quick pass. Augustin does not get it off in time. 31-29. Capitol Courts from Ottawa ahead here in the WNPA semifinal number 2. Again, the winner taking on Crestwood Prep in the championship game tomorrow. We'll step aside for the half. Join us for second half action here from the Tate McKenzie Athletic Center after this.
My name is Chaz Louisi from Arete Threads. We are going to outfit a basketball player from head to toe. We do on-court apparel for uniforms, and then we do warm-up apparel, shooting shirts, off-court apparel. We do track suits, and then we do backpacks to carry all the gear to games to and from. Like North Pole Hoops helping on the league side and exposure side, we're going to help with the apparel side as well. You look good, feel good, play good, right? So trying to help kids do that and help as many kids as possible.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered platform designed to provide maximum exposure and growth opportunities for Canadian basketball at all levels, starting with grade 5 students all the way to the NBA. The foundation of the Blueprint begins with our strategic partners, the Playground Global, who provide world-class basketball facility access for Canadian basketball programming nationwide. The NPH Showcase League is an introduction to our ecosystem, an exposure platform for club programs all across Canada to experience a competitive, developmental, and positive environment. All year round, this league reaches the players, coaches, parents, and the Canadian basketball community at large. This provides a great opportunity for sponsors to tap into a rapidly growing market and demographic within the high volume of foot traffic. The NPH Showcase Camp is our identification platform, focusing on finding the hidden basketball talent Canada has to offer and guiding them to that next level. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from NBA experienced skill trainers. The Game Speaks Combine acts as the elite, invitational-only camp that provides every player an opportunity to measure their talent up against the best prospects in Canada. A 2-day event of skill testing, pro-level drills, and NBA-style combine, with the ultimate goal of securing scholarships. Top performers raised their stock and are now elevated on a national scale to strengthen their recruitment opportunities. The Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. Since 2015, the CNIT brings over 100 top-tier club programs from around the world to compete for the national crown. The CNIT is Canada's only NCAA-certified tournament that takes place during a live period where NCAA coaches are eligible to recruit prospects in person. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top basketball prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the Canadian basketball ecosystem and the elite-level NPH League, the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is at the top of our internal programming and quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Involving strategic prep programs nationwide, the NPA prides itself on delivering a national platform to showcase the different playing styles, characteristics, and unique talent each province has to offer. All North Pole Hoops sanctioned events include exposure services that help propel and aid players on their recruitment mission. From individual player mixtapes that showcase the unique characteristics of that athlete, to our mentorship program, which helps families navigate within the basketball landscape and connect players to prep and post-secondary coaches. Using the intel gathered after identifying the top prospects within our ecosystem, NPH provides a bridge in the form of a scouting service for post-secondary programs looking to recruit. Since 2011, North America's top universities rely on NPH's highly experienced national and regional scouts for intel on prospects on and off the court. Outside of America, Canada is the #1 producer of talent in the world, with over 20 Canadians in the NBA. NPH CEO Tarek Sabate is exploring the global market and building relationships to offer the NPH scouting service to professional basketball teams and leagues worldwide. Finally, utilizing the NPH exposure arm, comprised of digital marketing and live broadcasting, NPH acts as its own media and marketing partner for all of our entities below. With over 75,000 subscribers between Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, NPH is able to reach and influence over 15 million accounts on an annual basis, conveying the message of Canadian basketball and providing a direct platform for our strategic partners to excel in this industry. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the blueprint. The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered platform designed to provide maximum exposure and growth opportunities for Canadian basketball at all levels, starting with grade 5 students all the way to the NBA. The foundation of the blueprint begins with our strategic partners, the Playground Global, who provide world-class basketball facility access for Canadian basketball programming nationwide. The NPH Showcase League is an introduction to our ecosystem, an exposure platform for club programs all across Canada to experience a competitive, developmental, and positive environment. All year round, this league reaches the players, coaches, parents, and the Canadian basketball community at large. This provides a great opportunity for sponsors to tap into a rapidly growing market and demographic within the high volume of foot traffic. The NPH Showcase Camp is our identification platform, focusing on finding the hidden basketball talent Canada has to offer and guiding them to that next level. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH National Rankings, where player profiles are created, acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from NBA experienced skill trainers. The Game Speaks Combine acts as the elite, invitational-only camp that provides every player an opportunity to measure their talent up against the best prospects in Canada. A 2-day event of skill testing, pro-level drills, and NBA-style combine, with the ultimate goal of securing scholarships. Top performers raised their stock and are now elevated on a national scale to strengthen their recruitment opportunities. The Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. Since 2015, the CNIT brings over 100 top-tier club programs from around the world to compete for the national crown. The CNIT is Canada's only NCAA-certified tournament that takes place during a live period where NCAA coaches are eligible to recruit prospects in person. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top basketball prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the Canadian basketball ecosystem and the elite-level NPH League, the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is at the top of our internal programming and quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Involving strategic prep programs nationwide, the NPA prides itself on delivering a national platform to showcase the different playing styles, characteristics, and unique talent each province has to offer. All North Pole Hoops sanctioned events include exposure services that help propel and aid players on their recruitment mission. From individual player mixtapes that showcase the unique characteristics of that athlete, to our mentorship program, which helps families navigate within the basketball landscape and connect players to prep and post-secondary coaches. Using the intel gathered after identifying the top prospects within our ecosystem, NPH provides a bridge in the form of a scouting service for post-secondary programs looking to recruit. Since 2011, North America's top universities rely on NPH's highly experienced national and regional scouts for intel on prospects on and off the court. Outside of America, Canada is the #1 producer of talent in the world, with over 20 Canadians in the NBA. NPH CEO Tarek Sabate is exploring the global market and building relationships to offer the NPH scouting service to professional basketball teams and leagues worldwide. Finally, utilizing the NPH exposure arm, comprised of digital marketing and live broadcasting, NPH acts as its own media and marketing partner for all of our entities below. With over 75,000 subscribers between Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, NPH is able to reach and influence over 15 million accounts on an annual basis, conveying the message of Canadian basketball and providing a direct platform for our strategic partners to excel in this industry. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the blueprint. The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered platform designed to provide maximum exposure and growth opportunities for Canadian basketball at all levels, starting with grade 5 students all the way to the NBA. The foundation of the Blueprint begins with our strategic partners, the Playground Global, who provide world-class basketball facility access for Canadian basketball programming nationwide. The NPH Showcase League is an introduction to our ecosystem, an exposure platform for club programs all across Canada to experience a competitive, developmental, and positive environment. All year round, this league reaches the players, coaches, parents, and the Canadian basketball community at large. This provides a great opportunity for sponsors to tap into a rapidly growing market and demographic within the high volume of foot traffic. The NPH Showcase Camp is our identification platform.
Twenty more minutes of action here. WNPA semifinal number 2, Capitol Courts Academy ahead by 2 against the Royal Crown Lions. Doing a great job playing team basketball. 10 assists on 11 made field goals. As Jada Dennis is working down low, finds Rachel Okoko trying to shake Believe Bangu. Okoko off glass and through for 2 to extend the lead to 4. Royal Crown having a tough time scoring from the left side. Most of their buckets coming from the baseline right, the perimeter on the right, and just at the basket. Jada Quealy keeps, finds Skulski, who passes up the shot to give it to Shibangu. 6 seconds. Fami for 3, back iron, tapped to Hollingsworth. Again, it's JJ Evison, joined by Joe Musa, who's going to be back with us in a second, as we see another bucket by Okoko down low. 35-29, and right out of the gates, Capitol Courts dictating the pace of play here in the second half. A lack of motion for Royal Crown. Quealy underneath, doesn't get it to go. Okoko comes away with the board, and over the back foul, going to be called on Johanna Fami. Akila Bailey checks in alongside Eunicia Salgado. Quealy out, Fami out. Quick substitution for Coach Lee. We're here at the Tate McKenzie Athletics Center at York University. If you're in the vicinity, we've got another tip-off at 5 o'clock. It's going to be the NPA semifinal number 2 between Edge Prep and Lincoln. The 14th seed putting on a show this week at championship weekend. Shibangu with the defensive rebound. Foul called as she hits the deck. And especially if you're in the neighborhood, come check out the championship games tomorrow. Crestwood's women taking on the winner of this game. And Royal Crown men will face off against the winner of the 5 o'clock tip-off. Here's Devine Toomba down the right side. Working back to the middle, the handoff to Bailey. Perimeter ball movement for Royal Crown. Finds Salgado. Skulski open. Shot is up off the right-hand side, a little deep. Salgado dives down for the rebound and is rewarded with a chip to the charity stripe. So Hollingsworth gets her 3rd foul of the contest early in the second half. Salgado short rims the first of 2. The second rattles around and finds its way through. 5-point lead, Capitol Courts in front. The OSBA champions looking to take down the grind session champions. First ever team from Canada to win the grind sessions. Chance Berry, Lauren Quantz check in. More substitutions for Royal Crown. When you've got as deep as a bench as Coach Lee does, you want to find the right lineup that's going to get things done for you. And usually that includes Chance Berry, the one with the rock right now. Bailey finds Berry, picked up by Dennis. Double team comes. Berry around it, on the deck, tied up. Possession staying with Royal Crown. Side out of bounds. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Akila Bailey to trigger. Berry working on Dennis. Downhill, called for the foul. And Chance Berry back to the charity stripe. So Royal Crown aggressive here to start the second half. Getting to the free throw line, putting Capitol Courts in a tough situation with 1 foul left to give. Here's Berry at the line. Again, she was away from the team for some time during the regular season. And in the WNPA, Royal Crown went 2-8, which gave them the 6th seed. A couple of disqualifications and forfeits just due to scheduling issues. But they are here now, fighting back, trying to get into the WNPA championship game against a team they know very well in Crestwood Prep. But Capitol Courts going absolutely nowhere, making sure this is a 40-minute game as we go back and forth. 9 lead changes and 7 ties so far. Augustin makes a move to the rack, uses the glass, and sees it through. Bailey with a head of steam, hands it off to Berry. Moving downhill, one more pass, Shibangu finishes the play. Chance Berry picks up her 3rd assist of the afternoon. Patricia Augustin, top side, finds Alex Ambisette on the backside. They're gonna call the foul on the floor. Do not count the basket. Baseline out of bounds. It's gonna go on Akila Bailey. A pair of substitutions. Hollingsworth catches her breath. Salgado to the bench for Royal Crown. In comes Katarina Veljevic for the Lions, and Sierra Patricio for Capitol Courts. Okoko top side. Finds Patricio. Here's Augustin. Extra pass. Dennis. The high arcing 3 off the front of the iron and rebounded by, I believe, Shibangu, who finds Veljevic, and now to Bailey on the far side with a head of steam, moving downhill. Drops it off, Shibangu. That pass intended for Veljevic. Finds Dennis the other way, trying to Euro step through the paint. Bodies sprawling all across the floor. Both teams going to be battered and bruised at the end of 40. Putting their bodies on the line for a chip. Here's Evelyn Tunkara and Georgia Ferguson checking in for Capitol Courts. Jada Dennis at the line. A 1-for-2 trip. Doesn't allow Royal Crown to get that substitution of Devine Toomba here. Bailey, the pass, gets it right back. Feet set, 3 is up. Tickling the twine, Akila Bailey brings her team back to within 1. Do Capitol Courts have a response? Patricio finds Ferguson, who spots up. That's no good. Bailey with the rebound, pushing the pace again. into the front court. Fouled on the way. Akilah Bailey is going to go to the free throw line. And CCA are out of fouls here in the third quarter. Everything from here on out free throws. That one in the shooting motion for Bailey. Capitol Court's coming together beyond the three-point line to make sure they're on the same page, playing team basketball, which is what they do best. Bailey overcooks the first. The second off the mark as well. Devine Toomba with the rebound, gets Hollingsworth in the air. Third chance opportunity for Toomba, finally converts. Here's the pressure. Dennis into the front court. Ball finds its way to the hands of Hollingsworth, and now Ferguson. Back to Dennis. Nothing's on the inside. Tunkara finds Hollingsworth for three. That rattles off the iron into the hands of Dennis. Fading away, middle range, jumper's good. Veljovic ahead of the pack. Through some contact, and again, Royal Crown earning their points at the free throw line. Stuck one, 4:45 left in the third quarter. The University of Niagara commit at the free throw line. A bunch of looks here in the third quarter. Not going down from the charity stripe. Royal Crown shooting 60% from the free throw line right now. That one off the mark as well. Hollingsworth collects the rebound, finds Dennis ahead, 3-on-2. Kicks to the corner. Tunkara, corner three, overcooked it. Barry ahead, finds Quealy. Quealy, a flurry of moves. She's been great in the open court. Her ball handling and change of pace. So baseline inbound. Chance Barry to trigger. Royal Crown over the top. Veljovic corrals it, spins back, gets one defender in the air, going to reset at the top with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Barry, step back three, no. Passes it up. Veljovic with the shimmy shake to the rack, no. Tunkara with the rebound, finds Ferguson, who shuffles her feet and turns the ball over with the fast break impending. Rachel Akoko going to check back in for Ferguson. Eunicia Salgado in for Veljovic. And Amaya Robinson in as well for Lauren Quantz. Barry picked up by Patricio. On an island, Barry into the paint, the floater too strong. Augustin fighting for the rebound with Toomba on the ground. A flurry of players, change of possession on the jump ball. Capitol Courts will have it. Quick inbound, Patricio has it. Tunkara trying to get a position on Robinson, fails to do so. So Capitol Courts with 7 seconds on the shot clock. It's going to be Patricio into the paint, spinning around, in trouble. No good. Toomba with the rebound. Barry with a head up. Finds Robinson, extra pass. Quealy has nothing baseline, turns around, gets the jumper to go. Royal Crown ahead by one in this back and forth game. Akoko fighting with Toomba. Gets the ball. Turns, squares up. Kicks it back out. Jada Dennis. Picked up by Barry. The screen's there. Dennis pushed back towards the timeline. Moving down to the left-hand side, loses the ball. Quealy away with it. It's a 2-on-4. Quealy into the body of Tunkara and finishes through some contact. Timeout, Fabian Blizzard, and every single Royal Crown player out to embrace the 5 on the floor for giving them a 3-point lead. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. More third quarter action coming. Stick with us. Royal Crown have worked themselves into a 3-point lead, under 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. And Capitol Courts playing undisciplined basketball, sending Royal Crown to the free throw line a plethora of times. Alex Ambissette, 5 assists in the game to go with 7 points. Hasn't really been able to get anything going here in the second half. Hollingsworth heaves a 3. No, Augustin with the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity, leaves it short. And that's tapped into the hands of Barry.
And a back and forth game all day long.
Salgado spinning into the lane, shuffling that pivot foot, travel called. Again, this is everything you want from a semifinal. We've had 12 lead changes. Each team is led by 6 at some point in the game. Okoko catches it on the block, makes her move under the basket, just a little too far away, and Tumba swallows up the rebound as Jada Quealy pushes the pace before pulling it back out. Recognizing the time and situation. Up 3 late in the third. Barry downhill. That ball swatted away by Augustin.
This game has been within 1 possession for majority of the game. Anybody's ball game.
Salgado forced towards the sideline, working on Bissett. Hollingsworth's there for the double. Shot clock violation will play on. Change of possession at the buzzer. 1:30 left in the third quarter. Nice dive by Augustin, the foul on Tumba. And that's Royal Crown's final foul to give. Devine Tumba checks out. Believes Shibangu back on the court. Okoko left on the perimeter, finds Patricia Augustin. Now Alex Ambissette. Makes a move to the paint, behind the back, into some traffic, going for the shot attempt. Alex Ambissette will go to the free throw line. Bissett drains the first. It's a 2-point lead. And this one kind of has the feeling that it's going to come down to the final possession. I know there's still 11-17 left to play in regulation. Alex Ambissette throws that off the face of Salgado. Checking her teeth for blood. She's still got all of her teeth. Royal Crown ball in the backcourt, side out. Quealy has it. A lot of pressure from Capitol Courts. Barry able to corral the inbound pass. Patricio sticking with her. Barry staying patient. The double comes. They find Robinson. Moving baseline. Augustin pushes her back out. Barry top side. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Working left in the middle. Stolen. Augustin away with it.
Good defense that possession. They swarmed the ball handler as the shot clock was winding down.
Hollingsworth sets her feet beyond the perimeter.
Big
Okoko
board.
over the back. Finds Hollingsworth. Doesn't get the second chance opportunity. Salgado out and on the run. Going to settle things down. Again, aware of the time and situation. Bodies on the floor. Foul called. Two officials coming together to talk about it. Shibangu called for the push. Capitol Courts ball. Shot clock is off. Capitol Courts can hold for the final possession of the third quarter. Stuck 2. Augustin quickly into the front court. Euro step, change of pace. No, Okoko there to fight for the rebound. Augustin gets it, misses the second chance opportunity. Salgado fouled by Rachel Okoko on the backside. And so Eunicio Salgado will head to the free throw line.
A lot of easy opportunities at the rim blown by Capitol Courts. Perhaps fatigue is starting to set in. It's been a very physical game.
And a tight rotation for Fabian Blizzard's squad.
Yeah, that's right.
We saw a little bit of Georgia Ferguson, a little bit of Daniel Apo, a little bit of Evelyn Tunkara and Avani Tella, but mostly it's Dennis, Augustin, Hollingsworth, Okoko, and Bissett. A much deeper bench and quicker substitutions for Coach Lee and the Lions as Salgado gets the first to go. Off the iron, then the backboard and the iron a couple more times. Got to be good to be lucky. Still a one-possession game, pending this second free throw. And everything is twine for Salgado on the second. 4-point game. Hollingsworth working on the right-hand side. Tries to find a lane, uses the glass and gets it through. Tough bucket. Quealy, no time left. The pass a little too late. And it's a 2-point lead for the Lions heading into fourth quarter time. The winner takes on Crestwood Prep in the first ever WNPA championship game. We'll step aside. Stick with us. Welcome back inside the Tate McKenzie Athletics Center. 10 minutes left in regulation. WNPA semifinal number 2. Haven't seen much of Johanna Fahmy for the Lions in the second half as she's got 4 fouls to her name. Chance Berry with 3, and then for Capitol Courts, it's Hollingsworth and Okoko each with 3. Right now, deep in the shot clock, 5 seconds left. Tumba beyond the 3-point line. Minimum time to get downhill, but she does.
Wow.
Tough finish.
End of the shot clock through contact. 4-point lead for Royal Crown.
Here's Hollingsworth directing traffic, gives it up. Patricia Augustin. And now it's Jada Dennis. Topside 3, pulls the trigger, gets the bounce.
Wow. That was a Kawhi Leonard-esque bounce off the front rim. No, obviously not as many bounces as that shot, but hit the front rim, dropped in.
Injured player substitute. It's going to be Davine Tumba out. And Eunicia Salgado in. That inbound pass finds Quealy on the run. And they're going to kick it back out. Bailey picked up by Hollingsworth. Bailey, top side, Skulski. Back to Bailey. CCA keeping Royal Crown out on the perimeter. The roll wasn't there. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Bailey makes her move into the paint, gets it off, no good. Rebound, Skulski comes in for it. The shot clock resets to 14. Salgado tries to find an angle. That ball off Shibangu and out of bounds. Capitol Courts stuck 1, 8:34 left in regulation. Dennis able to get rid of Skulski on the inbound there. Patricia Augustin finds Hollingworth top side. She dials it and drains it. Back-to-back threes from the top side for Capitol Courts. Quickly in and quickly back. Bailey with a head of steam. Bounce pass. Shibangu gets one to blow by. Foul called.
Just like that, now Capitol Courts with a 2-point lead, so trading leads this entire game.
And that's going to be Okoko's 4th. Georgia Ferguson in, Chance Berry in, and Katarina Veljevic back in as well, with Believe Shibangu at the free throw line for a look at 2. The first off to the right. Shibangu going to the University of Eastern Michigan. Go Eagles.
Eastern Michigan's men's program is represented here this week. Coach Drew Danisco.
And Shibangu brings her team back to within 1. Dennis traipsing down the left-hand side. Tries to shake Barry. Keeps. Turns the corner. Bissett for 3. That's off to the left. Loose ball. On the floor. Tied up. Ball stays Capitol Courts. Georgia Ferguson getting some instructions from her coach, Fabian Blizzard, one of the best in Canada. Here's Augustin. Top side, Hollingsworth now. Good perimeter ball movement. Dennis pulls it. That rattles in and out. Augustin fighting for the rebound. And Katarina Veljevic doing enough to change the trajectory of the shot. The referees say play on.
It's a grind out game.
Barry keeps, finds the diver, Quealy, and finally a foul's called. Quealy gonna go to the free throw line for a look at 2. Another University of Pittsburgh commit. And Johanna Fami checks back into the game with 4 fouls. Quealy with a look at 2 here from the charity stripe with the clock stopped, 7:15 in the 4th quarter. Winner taking on Crestwood Prep. Avery Arige and squad. It's a perfect trip for Quealy. And Devine Toomba looks good from that injury. Got that knee taped up. She checks back into the game for Salgado. Quickly inbounded for Hollingsworth. Capitol Court's doing a great job of breaking that press from Royal Crown. Ferguson keeps, turns the corner, fakes, kick it out to Bissett. 5 on the shot clock. Patricio's got to do something. She gives it to Bissett inside. Ferguson, the extra pass. Gotten off from Augustin, who gets her own rebound. Fighting for it on the floor. And it's a travel. You can't roll when you get it in one position. Baseline, out of bounds, full court press here from Capitol Courts. Patricio picking up Quealy all the way 80 feet from the basket. Toomba on the top side, spinning into the lane, 1-2 step in, shakes Hollingsworth, and gets the friendly roll. Patricia Augustin with the rock in her hands. Picked up by the best defender in the league, Katarina Veljovic, well, one of the best defenders in the league, and Patricio just gets an easy look baseline. Chance Berry dances down the middle of the floor. Fouled on the reach by Patricio. Berry to the line for 2 with her team up 1 with under 6 remaining.
Nice pace that time. She kind of walked it up and then exploded there. She got the 3-point line. Getting to the rim, taking the bump. And will shoot 2 free throws. 5:57 left to go with a trip to the WNPA National Championship game on the line. Let's see who wants it more. Both teams have been competing super hard. It's been close. We've had lead changes. We've had ties. I don't think it's been, more than a 2-possession game at a time.
No, each team has led by 6 at one point, so exactly a 2-possession game. Quick inbound for Capitol Courts. Pushing the pace ahead, Patricio right back to Dennis. Movement on both sides, off ball. Ferguson keeps, tries to beat Fami, knows she's playing with 4 fouls. Fami taps it out of bounds. That's a heads-up play by Georgia Ferguson there, knowing the personnel and the situation. Augustin has it on the wing. Fakes the shot. Puts the shoulder right in to Chance Berry. Berry on the deck. Gets scraped off the floor. That's Augustin's 2nd personal foul. Patricia picking up full court again. You can't give this Royal Crown team anything easy. Jada Quealy with a flurry of moves has that ball stripped, but off of a Capitol Courts player, so it will stay Lions ball, baseline out of bounds, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Quealy to trigger. Fami Doesn't get it to go as Hollingsworth and Ferguson were there to swallow her up.
Approaching the 5-minute mark. It's officially crunch time. 3-point game.
And Toomba picks up another foul on the hold as Ferguson dove to the basket. Her third foul. Team's first. So Capitol Courts have no fouls left to give, and meanwhile, Royal Crown have 3. And they can use that to their advantage. Ferguson, cross-court pass. Dennis for 3. Bounces around. Tracked down by Ferguson. Alex Ambissette thought about it. Beats Barry on the drive. Up and under. No, Barry with the rebound. Capitol Courts trying to trap in the backcourt. Dennis.
Wow, great D in the backcourt.
There to disrupt that pass. Into the paint. Fading around. Tries to get contact. Bodies all over the place. Toomba going to settle it down. As we approach the 4-minute mark, Toomba through traffic. Dennis stepping out of bounds after stripping her of the ball. And Patricia Augustin's going to check back into the game for Alex Ambissette. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Toomba to trigger on the baseline.
Oh.
Ferguson gets the finish.
Wow, what a sequence. So Royal Crown tried to call a timeout.
The ball was inbounded before the buzzer.
Second too late.
But the buzzer went so long, I think all the players thought something was going on.
Yeah, that's a pivotal point.
Fami tries to keep it alive, does. Bailey to Barry for 3. Off the iron, into the hands of Toomba, who's swallowed up by Augustin, wrapped around the backside.
That's a massive offensive rebound.
And finally, Coach Lee gets her timeout.
I called the timeout.
We'll step aside as they talk things over. It's a 1-point game, 3:37 left in regulation. With Joe Musa as we inch towards putting a second team in the WNPA championship game to take on Crestwood. Devine Toomba at the line. The Lions shooting free throws from here on out. Meanwhile, they still have 3 fouls to give, and they can use them accordingly, right? The right time, right place.
Yep.
It's part of the game.
Exactly. Whether it's trying to stop a fast break or maybe late in the game, try to burn one. Try to stop depending what the scenario is. After this, we'll have Edge and Lincoln Prep in the NPA semifinal to see who matches up against Royal Crown on the men's side.
Royal Crown have done an excellent job rebounding here in the second half. It's a 35-28 rebound disparity in favor of Royal Crown. Patricia Augustin on the far side. Finds Patricio. Picked up by Barry. Now Dennis on the near wing. Good defense there by Katarina Veljovic to knock it out of bounds. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Every time there's a deflection or a knocked ball out of bounds, number 6 in white's there.
Yep. So it's all about effort, plays, leaving it all on the floor in this potentially final game, elimination game. You win, you advance. You lose, you go home. Simple as that.
Augustin baseline, kicks it. Patricio, corner 3 off the iron. Rebound fought for, tipped to Veljovic, who finds Quealy, and then Barry with the handoff. Barry's got Patricio in purgatory, but she gets the steal. And now it's Hollingsworth into the front court. Has Ferguson to her right, stops it up, slows it down. No one picked up Patricio, but she brings it back out. Hollingsworth to the rack, finishing with the left. CCA stuck one, 2:45 in regulation. The double comes, the ball is thrown to the far side. Quealy was there. Five seconds on the shot clock. Quealy has Ferguson on her. That one left short. Augustin out and on the run with 1 to beat. Finds Hollingsworth, feet set, shot is up, transition 3, no good. Backside, Fami's there, stops on a dime and finishes.
Nice.
What a find by Quealy.
Right in stride.
You got to hit your player where they're going to be, not where they are. Nice change of pace, nice spin on the ball.
Hezzy.
And Jada Dennis will see you on the highlight reel. Substitutions all over the place. Rachel Lococo, Alex Ambasette back into the game for Capitol Courts. Akila Bailey back in for the Lions. Chance Berry with the ball in her hands, under 2 remaining. It's a 1-point game. Lions ahead. Toomba comes up. Berry loses the dribble, fighting for it on the ground. Jump ball. Possession arrow favoring the Lions. Waiting a little long, it looks like, Joe, in that offensive possession to bring up that screen and have that movement. Especially given how well Capitol Courts plays on the defensive side.
You don't want to give them time to set up and lock in. You want to keep the ball moving. Oh, hold.
Looked like Chance Berry was actually pulling Patricio's hand in to her body, and now the officials are going to talk about this. That's a heads up play if she gets that call, because and the official giving an explanation to Fabian Blizzard right now, saying the first point of contact was the hand around the waist from Patricio on Barry, and then Barry pulling that hand in, so you got to call the first contact. It's going to be a technical free throw because the ball was not inbounded as Barry knocks it down. And she should have 2 free throws upcoming. Okay, so the technical free throw foul. And all 3 officials are going to come together and make sure they get it right. So penalty does not apply on the before the release foul called, which is why you get the technical free throw and then possession of the ball. So Bailey to trigger. Lions up 2. Barry gets the inbound pass. Tries to get a move on Patricio. A little sloppy, but Toomba's there to clean it up. Quickly in, Alex Ambisette and Patricia Augustin playing give and go. Dennis and Akoko whipping it around the perimeter. The handoff to Augustin, trying to turn the corner. Get some separation. Akoko down low, can't get the bounce pass. It's a tough ask, Joe, when your big's moving down low to give him a bounce pass. You kind of want to throw that one over the top.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just leaving it open for someone to tip it away. 1:13 left to go. 4-point lead for Royal Crown.
Fouls on Royal Crown. Capitol Courts ball baseline out of bounds. Substitution, Veljovic back in for defensive purposes. It's a 4-point lead, 1:13 left in this, the semifinal. So here we go, Alex Ambisette on the baseline. Top side, Dennis. 10 seconds on the shot clock. The screen comes up, ignored, Dennis downhill. Ooh, that's a hard foul. Dennis is down. Barry landed right on top of her after she bit on the pump fake.
Getting up on her own, which is good to see. She's a bit shaken up.
A lot of adrenaline. She says to her coach, I'm good, I'm good. Plenty of adrenaline in a game like that. Might not feel that contact for a couple of hours when she's icing after the game. Maybe decompressing later on tonight. So it's another baseline play for Capitol Courts. Inbound Hollingsworth, quick 2 points.
2-point game. 1 minute left to go. With a chance to advance to the championship game.
Barry finds Veljovic. Gives it right back to Barry. Gonna take as much time into the shot clock as they can. Barry, floater from the mid-range, no good.
That's a good look.
Rebound, stolen by Veljovic. Veljovic finds Quealy with the left hand and the finish. Quickly, Capitol Courts in. It's a 4-point game. Hollingsworth tries to shake her defender. Davine Toomba with the strip. Johanna Fahmy gonna settle it all down and find Veljovic. The ball's gonna settle in the hands of Barry. 14 on the shot clock and they're asked to foul. And Chance Barry is gonna go back to the free throw line with a 4-point lead. And just in transition, losing the handle. Davine Toomba, right time, right place with the reach in. This team has great defensive instincts. Barry drills the first.
Couple costly turnovers down the stretch by Capitol Courts. Credit to the Royal Crown defense. Swarming. Timeout.
2-possession game, 6-point lead, Lions. 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside and be right back with the final action from the WNPA semifinal number 2. Don't go anywhere. 21 seconds on the clock. It's a 2-possession game. The OSBA champion Capitol Courts Academy from Ottawa on the brink of elimination from WNPA championship contention. Jada Dennis into Augustin. Augustin swarmed by Veljevic.
Foul. Could have easily been a jump ball.
I thought they were going to call a jump ball, Joe.
Another good defensive possession by Royal Crown. And again, that's been their identity all season. It's a big part of why they won the Grind Session Championship. And now they're looking like they're about to advance to the WNPA Championship. They're going to go back-to-back.
Excessive contact, unsportsmanlike called on Katarina Veljevic. She had the reach in and then was called for excessive contact. So an unsportsmanlike foul means 2 shots and possession.
Oh, this could swing things.
Augustin misses the first. And 6 points still would take an awful lot. It would end up taking 3 baskets at that point. And Augustin misses them both.
Crucial free throws.
Patricia Augustin 2 for 8 at the charity stripe in this contest. We talk about needing to make free throws at every level of basketball. Quick inbound, Dennis wasting a lot of time, finds Augustin for 3. That's front iron, rebound, Fami gives it to Quealy, and the foul is called. Jada Quealy will go to the free throw line with a chance to really ice this game for Royal Crown, as the men's team, who advanced nearly 2 hours ago, are in attendance to cheer on the women's squad. 5.8 in the fourth quarter following these 2 free throws.
Royal Crown looking to sweep the table here at Nationals.
Really drills the first. Quick ahead, Dennis in the front court. No fouls. Augustin gets the shot off. Count the basket, but the Lions win. And Royal Crown have 2 teams in the North Pole Hoops Championship game. Great performances up and down the lineup. When you're looking at keys to the game, of course, 18 of 39 on the interior side. 70% from the free throw line. 21 of the team's 67 points, Joe, coming from the charity stripe.
Wow.
Jada Quealy, 19 points in the contest. Final thoughts before we wrap up.
Whatever you're saying, I appreciate it.
Final thoughts, Joe?
One more win for Royal Crown. They're going to go off against Crestwood. See if they can pull it off. See if the boys can do the same thing. Right now we've got Edge and Lincoln Prep in the second semifinal on the men's side. So make sure to catch that game. About to tip off in 10-15 minutes. You don't want to miss that one. And then, of course, everything else will be capped off tomorrow on Championship Sunday here at the National Championships. Thank you for tuning us.